Hello. Today I'm going to review Catalyst by New Found Glory, and yes, I know this case is screwed up. I got it from Goodwill a long time ago, and honestly, I just want to say this album is definitely heavier, but it's not heavy. It's just heavier. Like the guitar is heavier, and it's more of an alternative album. But the band pulls this off really well because what was happening was, of course, Sticks and Stones was a little poppier than even self-titled, which that's pretty damn poppy. But they wanted to prove to people, even though that album did really well with ratings, they wanted to prove to people that they weren't some pop band. Because this is how it is. A band makes their first album, Nothing Gold Can Stay, gets them noticed by the record labels, and then their debut album, self-titled, the one that gets them ratings and popularity, they'll continue that for at least one more album, Sticks and Stones, which is really good. And then the test to see how good the band actually is the album they make after they, stop caring about popularity. And they held up. This album is very big and solid. It is great. Some people probably consider this their best album. Me personally, I like this a lot, but I wouldn't consider it their best. But I can see how you would. This is a very well put together album, and I will happily start off. Intro, it's basically I don't count intros, but it's kind of cool. It's just a fast punk song to start it off. It kind of just reminds me of Never Wake Up on All Killer No Filler Sum 41 album. So I'm just gonna skip that. All downhill from here. First song and first single. A great way to kick off the album. Great riffs. It's coming in slowly with some nice vocals, and then the drums and guitars and everything just kicks in, and the vocals are like point on, and then a huge chorus, and you feel how big it is, and it just lasts. It's like a longer chorus in a way, but it doesn't feel long, and ends with some great guitars. And the second verse is basically the same way, and the breakdown is great, and because you hear Chad do this crazy scream, and then there's the before the scream, there's actually a really nice I can't believe you, because there's some nice backup vocals on that bridge part that leads into the Chad screaming, and then the outro is just great. You hear like a bunch of different backup vocaling voices, and then you hear the album just end with the song and with the badass riff it started with. So all downhill from here. Very good start. This Disaster starts off with a cool riff and just kind of a regular verse, but then it gets into this really nice chorus that gets you into the album. You can see yourself like bopping to this. Probably something that could have been on Sticks and Stones, but is a little heavier. And then the verse is like big and heavy, and the vocals are just great. I love this Disaster. It's so damn good. A Truth of My Youth. This song is another great song. It starts off with a cool little riff, which is really nice. And it sounds like it's going to be one of those generic, hey, let's make a fast pop punk song. But the verses and the lyrics are so great. Truth of My Youth. The vocal melody is really nice, and you can just feel he's singing about his youth. And then the chorus is just really, really soft and great. And I'm geeking out about this album. Yes, these songs are very good. Truth of My Youth, I Don't Want to Know. Yeah, another beautiful song. There's so many good songs in a row. That's what I want from an album, even if there's some shitty ones at the end. I Don't Want to Know starts off with a really pretty guitar, and you hear all these symphonies and orchestra, and not orchestra, that's a little far, but you know what I mean. And then Jordan's voice comes in, and it's really nice in the song. It fits well. And then you hear his guest singer, who's from like Isley, and her vocals just make the song great. She starts at the little pre-chorus, the awkward ways we meet. Yeah, stop, you're too kind. But she does these great little backing vocals there, and then the chorus is nice and big with her backing vocals, and the second verse is even cooler than the first, and because you can relate to it more, just being nervous as shit going on a date, all that can be going on your head on a date, we just don't want to admit it. And then the second chorus comes in, and the bridge is just beautiful, and the song ends just as beautiful as it started. It's a great song all the way through. If you don't like this band, you'll like this song, honestly, because that's the first song I heard from them, and it is not much of a representation of what they actually sound like. But it is a beautiful number. New Found Glory should always be proud of the song I Don't Want to Know. Your Biggest Mistake starts off with a really cool pop punky riff and then goes into something soft, and then they come in and it's punchy, it's great. Chad does these screaming things, and then the chorus is really punchy and great. The song just keeps a nice beat throughout the whole song, carries the album with a faster manner, but still keeping alternative. Okay, Doubtful, it kind of dips. That's the next one. Doubtful kind of dips to the more alternative side of things, and it's really cool riff. And I understand the verse can be kind of long, but if you wait it out, like the verse is really slow, it'll be hard to get into it at first because the riff's got you like, okay, this could be interesting, and then the verse you're like, meh. But then the chorus comes in and it just makes it all right because the verse is slow with just some palm muted guitar, and then the chorus is just like a big kind of relaxing thing, and the song works. It takes the alternative side to the album and it keeps it interesting, and I really like this one too. Failure's Not Flattering. I know a lot of people can be really, really like skeptical on this one because of how high his vocals sound, but honestly, if you can get past the little nasaliness at the beginning, it's a really nice song. You get some nice electronics and a verse. I mean, this song is poppy, yet it's not at the same time. The verses are simple, but then a really cool pre-chorus, and the chorus itself is big, and it comes in with some nice harmonies. And the bridge has got nice lead guitar work, and then great doubling vocals, not back and forth, but backup vocals with harmonies. And harmonies does a lot for this band on this album, and it ends really cool. And this song's just really great. It got me into songs with electronics. If it weren't for the electronics, the song wouldn't be as fun. Failure's Not Flattering, that's the third single, and honestly, I'd really recommend this one. If you can get past the beginning, which I understand can be kind of obnoxious, you should really like this one. Ending in Tragedy. Okay, this is a really nice. This is the 10 mark. It starts off all slow, and but the thing is, it's not boring that it's slow. It's just like alluring. Like the guitar's beautiful, and the verses are really nice. The chorus is meh, but the song's actually really, really nice to kind of keep you invested. At least I know for something. Okay, there's gonna be that one song on every album. It's just not the greatest thing ever. I don't have many words to this album. Like literally, I listened to this 3 times so I can get this the review to you, like a good one. I'm just not gonna say much because this is that song. I'm just kind of gonna skip over. It's got like a decent pop punk verse with really kind of a weak chorus. This album's great. But this is where we honestly the album starts slowing down, and that song really makes you, because it's a lengthy album. I mean, it's 14 songs with some really kind of longer songs, and that song makes you feel like it. I'd Kill to Fall Asleep starts off with some beautiful like pinch harmonics and some great opening, and then the verse is just kind of normal. You're probably just chilling, listening to it, doing something. And then the chorus comes in with this beautiful, like it's just repeating the chorus, but it sounds so nice. And then the little bridge part, and there's some high harmony parts, and the bridge part comes in, makes it even sound bigger. And then you hear like all these different voices, Chad screaming, backup vocals that are probably just Jordan double track. This song turns out really nicely. I'd Kill to Fall Asleep, and it's like somber end of the album feel, but it's a good one, and it totally makes the improvement of this will keep you back invested in again. Unlike At Least I'm Known for Something, that song's just really like I don't see them ever playing it. But I'd Kill to Fall Asleep, get you reinvested because it's so damn deep. No new news is good news. Okay. This song actually started off really nice. Like the verses are fantastic, but I gotta say the chorus, meh. The chorus was really boring. If you ever listen to the song, it will be for the verses. Honestly, the last 2 songs on this album just feel really, really slapped together. Who Am I? Okay, this song disappointed me, kind of like Goodbye. It could have been fantastic. Like it starts off with him singing softly with fast piano, and him singing really nicely, and the verse was even pretty good. It felt like it was building to something, but then the chorus just kind of had another fast piano part, and then at some point the song picked up and added instruments instead of the piano. I mean, the song's nice as an ending song, but it just feels slapped together, and that's my only problem, the last 2 tracks. So here's the thing. This album, I give it 4.6. And I know I went and I geeked out way more than I did about self-titled, and I give self-titled at least like a 4.7. But the problem was with this album was I would have given this 5 stars if it ended at, say, um I'd Kill the Fall Asleep was second to last and ending in tragedy, and it was only 11. Because here's the thing, length was definitely the problem with this album. I mean, some of the songs drug on a little bit, and then like when the album got longer, the thing is with a longer album, you gotta kind of make some interesting songs during the end, and like that song that really was the bane of this album's existence, At Least I'm Known for Something. It's not that bad. It was just really I don't care for it. And the other problem was these last two, they were not bad songs. They could have been something fantastic, but thing is, I feel like they just slapped those two really fast because they wanted to make a longer album. But other than that, you have some very strong, powerful, and great songs on this album. It is very good. And I'm sorry, but I forgot one song. Over the head, below the knees. I'm sorry, missed that one, and it's a key track. Starts off with some Paul Mute and Jordan singing like she's sad, and then a huge like alternative sounding chorus, and then it's like gets somber. The pre-chorus builds up, his voice gets huge, and then the chorus is gigantic. It is unreal how his vocals sound, and it's just a huge, nice song. Over the Head, listen to that one. That's another great one. That's a great track. Over the Head, Below the Knees, great. But honestly, yeah, because this album is just like fucking awesome to number 10. And then you get At Least I'm Known for Something, which is I'd Kill to Fall Asleep, which is pretty damn good. And then you get some slap together songs. But here's the thing. The other positive of this album, the filler tracks, which are doubtful. And I actually said I like this one. At Least I'm Known for Something. And no news is good news. They still were at least interesting enough to keep me invested. They were not bad filler. They were good filler. So honestly, this is for the Newfound Glory fan. This is a great album. My recommended tracks, standout tracks, would be the 3 hits. All Downhill From Here, I Don't Want to Know, and Failure's Not Flattering, but This Disaster's great. Truth of My Youth is beautiful. I don't doubtful. It's good, but I wouldn't say it's standout. Over the Head and the Knees, and I'd Kill the Fall Asleep. This is great. Pick it up. 4.6. Like I said. Oh, and one thing that kind of took away from me. Actually, I'll give this a 4. No, I'll stay with 4.6. But it's because Jordan, I like his voice a lot. He has shined. Sometimes he could be but he has shined. He has shown what he can do. Especially on the album after this one. But on this album, I feel like he was trying really, either he was sick or he was trying very hard to sound nasally. Love the singer, love the band, but this album, his vocals were just a little too nasally, and that took away from it. If it wasn't for the nasaliness, I probably would have rated it a little higher. But 4.6 seems, you know what, I'm sorry. I would say 4.5 if there wasn't such badass tracks leading to like the end of the album that just kind of trails off, because the songs are that damn good until that. But 4.6 seems appropriate since there's some great work to be heard on this. Thank you. And a lot of great work to be heard in a row. I really enjoyed this. Pick it up.